This is talking about the CAT syllabus. What actually matters in order to crack CAT and what doesn't. We look at each section and try to figure out what is important, what is not. Right now, what happens is most CAT aspirants fail because they don't study enough. That is not a reason, but they fail mainly because they do many irrelevant things. I mean, what happens is people study a lot, and it's not because they don't study or study that they pass or fail. What happens is they end up studying a lot of things which don't come in the examination. For example, there's a concept called remainder theorem, which don't doesn't come in the exam, but people do study it. And there are remainder questions that come, but it's not based on remainder theorem. But people still study remainder theorem, which is quite a complicated concept. Then there is base theory. There are difficult formulas in permutation, combination, geometry, which people keep studying, but they don't come in the examination. So it's important to know what is relevant as far as CAT is concerned, what doesn't. Okay. So this particular video is to tell you what actually matters if you want to really crack CAT, what actually matters and what does not. So what's the biggest myth? Okay. One, understand that CAT doesn't have a fixed syllabus. People say, oh, this is a syllabus for CAT. This is not a syllabus for CAT. CAT does not have a fixed syllabus. There's no official thing saying that, okay, this is a syllabus for CAT and only this will come in the examination. No. That test focuses on thinking, selection, and decision making. So they will ask you questions on something which you have done, like a school level mathematics. That's one good way of trying to look at it. But the focus is not to test you on mathematics. The focus is to test you on whether you're able to think, whether you're able to select the right questions, whether you're able to take the decisions under pressure. So it is not syllabus that is important, it's a thought process that is important, and that is what you need to build in order to crack CAT. So let's look at each section. For VRC, I mean, what is important? If you look at 70% of the paper is reading comprehension, right? And so what is important is to able to read. So when reading comprehension is not like a school level reading comprehension where you have a direct question as such. The focus of reading comprehension is to understand the tone and inference. You understand the tone of the passage, what the author is trying to say. Also, you need to focus on how to eliminate close options. So normally RCs have close options. You need to be able to eliminate, okay, these are two options, which is the right, which is the wrong one. And also the topics that come to the exam are from different genres. So you should be able to read something which you're not familiar with also and still understand. What is not important as far as CAT is concerned is memorizing grammar rules. I mean, there's no point. Grammar doesn't come in the examination. A lot of people waste a lot of time in grammar, and grammar is really confusing. It doesn't come in the exam, so there's no point wasting time. Vocabulary list, as long as you're comfortable with reading English, I don't see vocabulary is important. Vocabulary could be important if you're maybe studied in vernacular medium and you feel that you need a little bit of push. Else it's not important. Yeah, I've known students who have come to vernacular, spend a lot of time on vocabulary and then able to do well. Okay, but otherwise, a normal English medium student should not be a problem. Whatever vocabulary they've done in the school level, that is sufficient to. And as when you read more and more, the vocabulary will automatically. Build. Also, just reading generally without analysis does not help. A lot of people read for the sake of reading. So I have to read for half an hour CAT, so I'll read. That doesn't help in CAT. You need to be able to understand what you read. Your analysis of reading becomes extremely important. DLR, what is important? The most important is set selection. You have these 4 or 5 sets which are there. There will be one difficult set, there will be one easy set. The key in the exam is to pick up that easy set and solve and leave the difficult set. If you're able to do that, you're easily able to clear the cutoffs. Also, you should be comfortable in solving different type of DI and LR sets. Practice varied type of questions. What does not help? Solving similar sets. People pick up same type of questions and keep on solving the same thing. Doesn't help in the exam. Understand? CAT test you on your thinking. Solving similar type of sets will be familiar with that type of set, but will not help you think, understand as such. Also, speed without structure is useless. I mean, you need to know how to solve, have a structure, but you just solve fast and you don't have a pattern of trying to understand a set and trying to solve. Doesn't help in DLR. Two major topics are arithmetic and algebra. Focus on these two. I mean, if you look at recent papers, most of the questions are based on arithmetic and algebra. You should focus on that. Apart from that, question selection becomes extremely important because anyway, again in quant, you're not going to solve all the questions. You will solve what is easy, you will leave what is tough. So how to select the right question becomes extremely important in quant. What doesn't matter? Don't look at advanced mathematics. As I said earlier, CAT tests you on your ability to understand. Okay, ability to think and solve. It is not to do with solving mathematics. So they don't ask anything on advanced math. So calculus, high level trigonometry formula, 11, 12 stuff, which is not done by a lot of people, is not asked. So most of the time it's school level syllabus that is asked because almost all the students have done school level. So they don't ask you on formula. People mug up formulas, tough formulas, they cram it and then they go for the exam. They don't check you on your memory on formulas. So avoid doing formulas. Also, people they're not expected to solve all the questions. They're expected to pick up and solve whatever is you can possible. So that's also important. So what CAT actually tests is decision making under pressure. Are you able to take the right decision under pressure? Which questions to solve, which questions to leave? Are you able to think through and understand the sum as and when you solve? Also, the ability to let go of ego. A lot of good students, strong students, they have so much ego that they have to solve a sum which is stronger. So I'm good at averages and I want to solve averages and I will try to solve all averages. That doesn't help in the exam. You should be able to let go of ego, which is a good quality as a manager is concerned. What is not stressed? How hard you study, right? Studying hard doesn't mean you'll crack the exam. It's not memory based exam like a CA or something on that. Okay. Or how good you are at school maths is not here to check your mathematics. They have school level mathematics to help you, but the testing is more of how to think and what goes on as such. I hope this helps you to understand what is actually required in CAT. We'll come up with more videos that will help you, you know, crack the examination if you're writing the examination. So if you're writing any management entrance examination, you can subscribe to our channel. We'll come up with more videos that will help you with regards to it. Thank you.